Alright, hello guys, welcome back to another video. So I wanted to come on here today because it looks like there was another update in the MrBeast situation, if you guys have not heard. And yeah, another person who goes by the name of Ty has came out against MrBeast with a video that is titled, "I also worked for MrBeast. He's a thief." So yes guys, it looks like now we have MrBeast thief allegations, in which according to Ty, he was apparently lied to, manipulated, and thrown away like a piece of garbage. And just to summarize a little bit of what happened, essentially this guy was offered an opportunity at MrBeast. This guy tends to be really good at editing and coming up with good ideas, and MrBeast apparently liked him and his work, but instead of hiring him like you would think and keeping him around, MrBeast decided to get rid of him and decided to use his work after getting rid of him. Now without further ado, let's get into the video.
February 2nd, 2024, I went snowboarding like I normally do, and I got an email in which I thought was a scam. I mean, for real, look at this. Even you would think the same thing if you got a random email saying MrBeast follow-up when you didn't even remember reaching out in the first place. Whether that's true or not, I certainly don't remember reaching out to him. In my line of work, I work for big name YouTubers, mostly in the sports niche, but it has its range. I've done videos for House of Highlights, Game Day, Zach TTG, Jesser, Papa Stanimus, Not So Air Jordan, and then I currently edit for MMG. Not to mention I did do the 2022 NFL playoff commercials. So it's pretty normal to have people reach out to me because they've seen my work from other creators and all the other work that I've done for them. So when I got this email, I decided to give it a chance. I responded in the email and then I proceeded to post a Facebook post because I was so happy. Everything is dated, and to make sure this information is credible, it helps it set well with you. Pay attention to these days. It's not premeditated, and I obviously had no idea Kris Tyson would be such a perv, so there's no way I would make these posts in advance of like some kind of trick. I also have decided to log into my actual Facebook and show my actual email rather than screenshots, so you know that it's not photoshopped. So on February 2nd, I posted, "So I got a job offer from MrBeast today. Video call on Monday. Wish your boy luck." Now let's go into the comments because I want you guys to be definitively sure that I didn't just make this post 26 weeks ago. All this is 26 weeks ago, and it would take a whole bunch of time to just make up all these fake people and then to go on their profile.
Okay, so I just wanted to stop there for a second. I just wanted to say I appreciate this guy actually showing proof that he did get this opportunity for MrBeast, and just based off of what we've seen so far in this video, I think it's safe to say that this guy is being honest. Now for the first part of the video is pretty much just him verifying he actually got this opportunity and went out and did it. And during this period in the video, he details who he talked with at the company, and a little bit later he details his experience and what happened when he flew out to North Carolina, which is where MrBeast is located. He talks about how they had him shadow one of the creative teams, and yeah, this is pretty much normal new job procedure. Another thing that he talked about in his video was he was given 2 prompts by the creative team in which he would be choosing one of the 2 prompts to brainstorm ideas for.
In the email, it did say that I had those 2 prompts, and the 2 prompts was something about spending $1 billion in a day in 24 hours, and the other one was the world's most dangerous trap rooms. So we're taking a look right here. I have the prompt, and it says the world's most dangerous trap room. And in my intro, I have PT hallway, I have the elevator, I have the Squid Game's glass challenge, I have bloodthirst, and I have mole maze. And within these things in my prompt, I do have like variations. So first one, I can see the variation. So right here, underneath elevator, I wrote one thing: the ultimate goal is to escape the elevator before it reaches the top floor and the bottom falls out beneath you. But I also have a second variation: pick, lock, tool, groove, chain in the wall. Goal is the same except the elevator moves a little faster. Move the chain, object, lock, pick tool to unlock the locks on the roof, and the elevator reaches the top. So, you ever play those games where there's like a little plastic thing and it has grooves all over? It's like a maze, and you gotta move that ball through. Well, essentially that's what I did for this video, except you're chained to the thing and you gotta move the ball through the grooves with the key that has a key on it, so you can reach one lock. And there's locks on each 4 corners of the elevator. So when you get this lock, now you gotta go through the maze again. And now you gotta go and take this lock out. and like that, so you can escape the elevator. If you don't, the whole thing just plummets to the ground. I thought that was a pretty dope idea, right? So I did that, but I also made 2 of them because I wanted to make a variation of it. So also here in Squid Games, that was another thing. I made a different variation of what was already done, and I did that. That was part of my pitch. Now, will this keep going down because I think it's somewhere around. I think actually no, it's the Squid Games one right here. In the second variation of the Squid Games, I say Mario style. Floating obstacle course. Instead of using floating blocks, which is impossible, we will use floating rack hoisted by 4 cranes. Floating rack hoisted 200 feet in the air. Each section of the obstacle course will change depending on the distance made. Start from one platform to another to advance. Safety harness will be eliminated due to the net underneath the platform. Now, with that, so we have an idea that I wanted to do.
Now, throughout the middle part of this video, he details how he was working with a creative team. He explained how the teams work in the middle of the video also. But he was working with this creative team on a video, and it actually happened to be the video that MrBeast put out a month ago, the one that was called World's Most Dangerous Obstacle Course. And this part in the video right here is where he talks about how he got scammed by the biggest YouTuber on the platform, MrBeast.
And we're working on a video. We're working on a video called The World's Most Dangerous Obstacle Course. Now we are getting to the part where you finally can understand why I'm so mad, so upset that I got scammed. I got absolutely scammed by the biggest YouTuber in the entire world. This is where you're gonna find out why I was upset. Now it's gonna come full circle. I'm gonna have to tell you everything. We're working on the video, World's Most Dangerous Obstacle Course, and I want to show some videos and proof of what I did. From here on out, I'm gonna start speaking more theoretically so I don't get sued. So there may or may not have walls in the MrBeast studio where they're all dry erase marker where you can just write anything. So if you have an idea, you're like, oh crap, I don't want to forget it, right on the wall. This is a picture of my pitch that I wrote. So you see right here, you get really close. Bloodthirst. Let's see. Elevator. Let's even get close. Glass challenge right here. PT hallway. Sound familiar? It's my prompt. So this is what I pitched to Hoodie. This is what I pitched to Hoodie. And I didn't put my variations in there. I just put the ones that I wanted. And I verbally said my variations just in case they didn't like my original ones. This is the world's most dangerous obstacle course. So C1 has been working on this with me and the other guy, I don't know his name, and we're working on, like, as you can see, the intro, the hook, the money mechanic. Right here, we're looking at, this is the most important part, it's just rooms. When I saw rooms, when we were brainstorming rooms, I'm like, dang, okay, rooms. I just did a prompt on the world's dangerous trap rooms. This is perfect. I can do this. It doesn't exactly follow the obstacle course, so I can kind of use my room idea with this. I mean, if you look at these ideas, whatever, it doesn't matter. The one thing that I'm looking at the most is all the way at the bottom. It looked like it says Marlo, but it says Mario. Mario is my was my idea. I'm inspired by Mario because my kids love the Mario movie. They loved it so much they named my dog Mario. Hold on. Mario, come here. Good boy. This is Mario, my dog. Living proof that my kids named my dog Mario because they love the movie Mario so much. So I was inspired by that. And I think I put that in my prompt as well. If anyone's ever seen Mario, they have the floating blocks. And I wanted to see how I can make an obstacle course with those floating blocks. I thought about it and I thought about it and I thought about it and I realized it's just impossible to make floating blocks in the air. I don't know how you would do it. Logistically, it's just not gonna work, and physically, I don't think it would work either. So I came up with the idea with a trellis net, or I came out of the deal with the truss. Taking a look at this picture right here. So this was my idea here. I wanted to make an obstacle course in the air, but like somehow incorporate it with the Mario idea. Somehow just, I don't know, somehow do that. This is a picture that I drew for this pitch for this idea.
So yeah, essentially what it looks like happened here is he came up with this pitch and they really loved it. He was detailing how they have whiteboards all across the MrBeast headquarters, so you can write things down if you have like an idea, right? Or like draw it out. And that's what he did. He contributed all of this work to this project and to MrBeast and for this video, and they, quite frankly, from what he is saying, loved it. They loved the idea. They thought it was great. And honestly, I mean, if you know anything about how the video was, even the people who watched the video loved it.
So I pitched this idea and they absolutely loved it. Absolutely loved it. The only person who didn't like it was C1 because it wasn't her idea. So when it came down to our meeting later that day, so we were there for hours and hours and hours. And like I said, there's a hierarchy. There's MrBeast, Tyler, Jackson, the head writer, and Hoodie. Well, Jackson comes down there and we're having a meeting at 9 o'clock at night. The meeting goes all the way to midnight. And then they say at the very end, we're gonna need all hands on deck on this. We're gonna need the help. We're gonna need the creativity. We need everyone to pull their weight. Does anyone have anything that's gonna help us, with this? And I told them my idea. I brought up every single thing, not only just this idea, but the rest of the video. They loved it. The budget was originally 1.7 million. That intro alone cost 1.7 million dollars. Just the intro alone. And the reason why I didn't want to bring it up immediately was only because if the budget was 1.7 million and I'm here to prove myself, I can't start with going by over budget. Say, well, it would have worked, because who they're going to trust? You're going to trust someone who works there for months or weeks, years, or you're going to trust some guy like me that just flew here a couple days ago. So it was a little risky, but they loved it. We stayed to midnight. They freaking loved it. I got a pat in the back. Jackson was excited. Hoodie was excited. The only person who wasn't excited was a C1 that I kind of stepped over, because like they say in the company, it don't matter if you're C1, C2, C3. C3 can be a C2. C2 can be a C1. C1 can be a C3 by tomorrow. All right, so at this point, I've pitched my idea. They love it. They've set a date. They set a location. And now they have a new renewed budget for this video. And everything's great. I'm so happy. I text all my friends. I call everyone. I'm like, yeah, dude. And also, so after all that, I'm feeling great. I got a verbal confirmation that I was good to go. Everything was perfect. I know about everything was literally perfect until I got home. And that's when everything started to happen. Unfortunately, we have decided not to move forward with your candidacy at this time. We really appreciate you coming out and vibing with us. We would consider you for a role like this in the future, but timing isn't quite right. And the rest are about receipts. So at first I was like, you know what? Maybe that's true. But then I started to think about it a little bit more. And I didn't want to let it bother me. So I said, hey, Dylan, that's a bummer to hear, but I appreciate the opportunity. Maybe another time, like you said. Candidly, may I ask if I presented myself poorly or rubbed the crew wrongly in any way? Talking about here, because I know I did. Also, I sent my receipts. This is talking about my dog, because I had spent like $400 for my dog to be boarded. Sent all that information. He said, hello, Ty. You did not rub anyone the wrong way or present yourself poorly. We're going through some reorganization with the team and are limited on roles we have open for teams. I appreciate you sending a receipt, blah, blah, blah. Whatever. This is where I started to say, but I didn't say anything. I didn't say anything at all. Not a single word until I saw this on Twitter. Just uploaded the most insane video we've ever done. Go watch. Take a look at this picture. Take a good hard look at this picture. Does that remind you of anything you've seen so far? Does it remind you of anything you've seen remotely close to it? Or does it look like the exact same thing that I drew? The exact same thing that I pitched? Everything. Do you want to know how much I got paid for that? Zero. I didn't get paid a single dime. This man, this company, his employees not only took the time to exploit me, to have me work for them under the false pretenses of a job that wasn't, that they weren't available or able to give at the time. Yet they had many people go in and out. On my second day, there was like a different group that I saw the day before, and then they were on their last day, and then on my last day there was a group of people that was their first day. You're trying to tell me you didn't have any positions? You didn't have any positions at all? Yet you had all those people, and not only did you do that, you used my idea. A lot of people will say, you know what? Legally, he had the right to do that. I don't know in what legal standpoint he could. I could be wrong, but let's think about this though. We're talking about a billionaire. We're talking about the world's biggest YouTuber. How is that so hard to just compensate for someone for some work? How hard is it to compensate someone for their ideas that made you millions and made me zero?
So I'm not exactly sure what happened at MrBeast or what, but I find it really weird that they really loved his idea and then they let him go. And I mean, I'll be honest here, if I'm the MrBeast team and I see this great idea and it's given to me from, this new guy who's coming in, I'll just straight up say it right now. This guy has potential, because for him to come up with an idea that is this good, that they went forward with it and it was a successful video, at that point, he should have been offered a job. And the fact that he wasn't, on top of the fact that they didn't reimburse him for his work that he did, that's just insanely fucked up. And if I were this guy, I would be pissed off too, rightfully so, because we're talking about MrBeast, the biggest YouTuber and creator on YouTube and in the world. It's so weird and so disgusting that Ty was not paid for his work, and you decide to go forward without him using his work to profit, essentially. That's insanely fucked up. Geez, man, things are getting really, really bad for MrBeast. And you want to know something that's what's crazy about this too is I don't see it ruining him or his channel. I highly doubt it's going to be happening because I don't believe that the children who watch MrBeast videos are really gonna give a fuck. I mean, as long as it's entertaining. Now, a little bit after this information came out in this video, Drama Alert made a tweet covering it, and then they made a follow-up reply stating that apparently the MrBeast team has reached out to Drama Alert and said this. Here's proof we worked on the idea plus thumbnail in 2023. He definitely didn't come up with it, as that idea has been floating around for 3 years since Fall Guys came out. Now, honestly, I really hope that that is the case and they didn't just totally rip somebody off, because from what I have seen in this video that Ty made, it really does look like the MrBeast team did do that. Now, I'm not stating that 100% as a fact. No, I'm not, but it really does look that way. So honestly, if the MrBeast team could give some further clarification if this really is not the case, it really would be appreciated. But for now, with that being said, I'm going to be wrapping up the video right there. Thank you guys so much for watching. Now, in terms of putting out other content, I know how a lot of you guys feel about like there being constantly just every video is just MrBeast or whatever. I was supposed to put out a video on a kick predator that recently got exposed, but due to some upgrades I did on my setup, I wasn't able to get to that yet. So honestly, expect if new MrBeast stuff doesn't come out tomorrow, that video should go up tomorrow. And also, if you do want something else to watch, I have been covering other topics over on my second channel, in which I have put up a video as of today on some Corey Kenshin beef. So if you want to go check out that extra content, feel free to. I should be linking that channel in the pinned comment down below. If you happen to enjoy the video, make sure you like, comment, and subscribe, because doing so will help promote the video more in the algorithm so that more people will see it. Thank you guys so much for being a member to the channel. Your support really means the world to me, and I really do appreciate it. My name is Breone, and I will see you in my next video. Peace!